people, it's your boy Usmaan back again with another Rival Fan podcast. We've got a stacked lineup today, and for the first time in a while, we've got someone representing Liverpool, so we can just give it. I just want to give a clap from the start, because you know what? It's been hard to get a Liverpool fan on here. They've been in caves. You know, I've had 3 Liverpool fans arguing me in the week. Coach, obviously, on Twitter. You know, you've seen Nav and Mush. You know, messaged all of them. They're all apparently busy all of a sudden. You know, but it is what it is. But shout out to you, Daniel, first and foremost, bro. I gotta give love to you because you've shown your face. Man, smiling as well. Bro, first and foremost, welcome, bro, to the stream.
Nah, cheers for having me, man. Cheers for having me. Look, listen, there's more to life than football, innit? You get
Absolutely, man. 100%, man. Especially when your team's lost 6 in the bounce, definitely is, man. But listen, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I've already said to Daniel, you know, I'm not going to hold back. I've been waiting for a Liverpool fan. The last Liverpool fan we had on here, let's just say he no longer, you know, likes any of us, as he called you, and he's blocked all of us, basically. But it is what it is. OJ, if you wonder who it is. But anyways, let me introduce the homies, Iniesta and Xavi, 3 in midfield. We got Kojo and the homie Kale in the building. What we saying, boys?
All good, man. Andres over here, of course, feeling good, yes. Feeling wonderful, feeling excellent. Xavi, I don't know how he's feeling. You can tell.
I'm gonna search for a middle name. I should have came prepared. I'm gonna search for his middle name. So next week, innit? When I come up with that.
Xavi Hernandez, isn't it? Xavi Hernandez. Must call Mrs. Mr. Hernandez.
Nah, bro, not that man. But it is what it is. I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, all good. Obviously, like I've just said to the boys, I've got the Chelsea game on the background, so we'll keep you up to date. Currently 1-0 to Chelsea Havertz. You know, finally repaying that 90 million price tag, so fair play to him. Fantastic.
Was it an own goal, wasn't it?
Oh, that was an own goal.
I'm trying shit. I'm a fan of Havertz before Daniel watches this later and rags me, but obviously that Chelsea sort of corresponded. Anyways, we got a homie Benji who's currently babysitting at the same time in the building. I don't know if he's here or not, but hopefully he is. Yes,
well, I'm here.
The pastor has arrived.
Ollie's at the wheel, boys. Ollie's at the wheel.
Listen, Benji, I found a video for you. So for those of you that don't know, me and Benji started doing the podcast from June. I found a clip of Benji today slagging off Luke Shaw to the hills, and I'm so gassed. Oh, Benji was violent.
I'll still slag him off. He's going to get injured in 2 games anyway. What the
heck? Oh, shit. Listen, you love to see it. And last but not least, we got the homie. Listen, me and Jack on the WhatsApp group, we go back and forth, but it's all love. I've got one of the special shirts, one of the ballers. The man, he's back. He's back, and so is Jack. You love to see it, bro. Welcome, man. What are you saying?
Yeah. Thanks for having me on again, man. Yeah. Listen.
Yes.
We'll speak on Bell being back, but it's good to have 3 wins in a row. It's been a long time.
Absolutely, man. It's good for everybody else because Josie will stay in the job now. So that's kind of what we all want as well. So happy days there all around. But listen, let's get straight into it. Starting with the Manchester derby first and foremost. As we know, Manchester, as of yesterday, is still red. Coach, we'll start with you first and foremost. Obviously, Man City were in the league, we know that. But, you know, I've seen a lot of people on the podcast. Man United won the battle. Obviously, City will win the war. But that aside, 2-0 victors at the Etihad. 3 times, the 3P. Ollie against Pep. Ollie's at the wheel, according to Benji. What are you saying, Kojo?
Can I step in before? Hold on. Is it a war if the opposing side doesn't acknowledge you?
Wow. Okay. Fair enough. Right. Straight in there, Kale. Straight in there. Well, I've got the table up here, Kale. If you want me to answer that properly. Oh shit! So hopefully that answers your question. You're sat in tense, so relax. Coach, what are your thoughts?
All right, Usmaan. It's good that you did that, you know, because I was rattled for a second. I was like, oh shit.
Don't worry. I've always got reports for Arsenal fans. Don't worry.
I hear that. Now, impressive on the weekend. Much needed W because we've been on a run of games where we've looked a bit shaky. And had some poor results, draws, but this game we stepped up to the occasion. We were good. We were really good. Shaw stood out obviously again. The season's been great. Harry Maguire was good. Lindelof was good. Wan-Bissaka was good. Martial, the stuff that I was begging him to do, he did it 10th
Finally, it's only taken
finally.
about,
I'm so happy.
7 months. It's taken 7 months. We got
Bro,
there, though.
I said it to you in the group chat. If there's ever a game to step up, this is it. Like you need to really step up, and he did. So I'm thankful for that. So I'm hoping that this can lead to some more good performances. I don't want to go back to the stuff we.
Do you think it will though?
I don't want to speak if I speak on it. But no, honestly, this game was really good for us. I think we excelled in places where City, I thought they had sorted out, which was the counter-attacking and just not allowing players to run at them. They allowed, well, not allowed, but we kind of got at them quite well from the beginning. And after that, everything they dealt with, they brought out direction, the bar, Gundogan hitting the bar, we dealt with quite comfortably. So, look, I'm happy. I'm very happy. 3 points in the bag. I was worried about us getting dragged into a top 4 battle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this win helps stop that a little bit. So, yeah, I can only take positives from this game. Nothing to complain about whatsoever. I think everyone did their job and they did it well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that top 4 race was heating up for a second for us as well, because I think most of us expected us not to get a result. Although I think in the preview, most of us somehow said we're going to win. But it's one of them, knowing as a fan, it's heart over head. In your head, you're like, there's no way we're winning. But because we support the team, we're going to back it. So I think most of us said 1-0 to Man United, actually, in the preview, which obviously ended up 2-0. Alonso's just practically at the bar there. But coming on to some of the players that you mentioned, Kale, we'll start with Martial. You know, I want to talk about Bruno as well. You know, he actually retaliated to Roy Keane's comments as well, which is quite interesting. But we'll start with Martial first and foremost. Let's be real, innit? Obviously, I'm a huge fan of his, but he's been shocking all season. I'm gonna keep it, you know, blunt. He's not been nowhere near the caliber of play that we expected from him. He's kind of bottling under the pressure. Let's be
But
real.
wait, what do you expect of Martial? This is the thing I don't understand. People say we expect this, but like this is normal for Martial.
I'll answer that for you. Off the back of last season, obviously, you know, it was his first season up front, really. You know, the other one was under Van Gaal when he got 17 as well. It's 2 times he played up front. I had the opportunity that he's done well. So I was expecting to kick on, as most fans would. You know, he's got 23 goals in all comps. Granted, some in Europa League against very poor opposition, so might have inflated his start slightly. But overall, from what we saw last season, we saw Sonny can be a striker. And you saw it yesterday as well for the first time all season, what he does bring to the table. But he's not done it enough. So at the end of the day, you can't credit him with something from last season because it's, you know, you're only as good as your last game, the way I see it. But look, Kale, the question is, obviously, you know, Cole just kind of answered it in terms of will he carry on? How important was that for him on a personal level? Because we've seen with other players, you know, Aubameyang, the Werners, a lot of strikers have struggled this season for whatever reason to find forms, especially strikers of high caliber. Firmino is another one who struggled massively. How important is it for him on a personal level that he has to carry this on, like get some consistency going?
Well, it's all about character, and we're going to see what type of character he is. I mean, he usually turns up in the big games. Like he does like Liverpool, he does like City. Now here comes the question: will he have the same motivation against the sides that he deems lesser than Manchester United? I don't know because last season, like you did say, he probably had his best season as a player rather than just a Manchester United player. And to be honest, everybody did expect him to kick on from there, but it just didn't seem to work out. I don't know if he'll kick on. I feel like it might have just been a game it was a game out of the blue, and it was one of those ones where he turned up. He was very good on the dribble, on the ball, but then again, we did see that chance that he wasted, which was I think just a clear cut golden opportunity, and he put it straight. Was it at Edison's left hand side?
Yeah,
right. Any Cole striker puts it up in the far corner, and I think he should have finished that. So I think that is the telltale sign that I don't think he'll kick on.
Yeah, look, I hear what you're saying in terms of, you know, his overall performance. His finishing hasn't been good enough. But Daniel, let's come to you. You know, in terms of Martial, in terms of clinical strikers, defensive strikers, you know everything about that. You know, what are your thoughts on Anthony Martial this season? Do you think it's an anomaly, this performance? Because every other performance has been well below par. Do you think he has got the ability to obviously regain some confidence?
Now, Martial has the ability, but for me, there's no point of having ability if you're inconsistent. And that's why, for me, I'm surprised that people are shocked with Martial this season, because what I'm seeing with Martial this season, I've seen every other season apart from last season and his first season. So for me, he's had more bad seasons than good seasons. So like it's all well and good saying if he was in City, if he was playing under this system, he's not. He's at Man United, and if we're being honest, if we go through the numbers and performances, his time at United hasn't been that great. Do I think he can kick on? For his sake, he should kick on because France have a golden generation, and if he doesn't kick on, once Giroud leaves, he's not going to take that number 9 spot. And if we're being honest, that number 9 spot in France should be his. So he has to kick on, in my opinion. But I can't see it personally.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Look, you said in terms of his previous seasons, this was second good season according to yourself. Look, we could go into that in detail. Obviously, I'm sure Benji and Kojo under Jose Mourinho might have wiped some of the memory from those games because it was that bad. But Benji, what do you reckon? I know you're a huge critic of Martial. Did yesterday prove what he can offer to the team? I'm saying this. I know it.
Now, Pastor has arrived. Let us pray.
No.
I'm just getting myself thinking.
Do you know what it is with Man United fans that makes me laugh? Yeah, like he's not getting excited over like 5 or 6 good performances. Like Luke Shaw, for me, it's like with Luke Shaw as well. Like just because you play well for like 10, 20 games out of 173 games of your career doesn't mean it's a resurgence. You know what I mean? I just think with a lot of our players, they're just not consistent. But Martial is the biggest inconsistent player. He's given us some of the best moments over the last 5 years. But he's very inconsistent. You look at Harry Kane yesterday. He's playing in a dead team, dead setup, whatever. But he just bangs goals. Haaland bangs goals. Lewandowski bangs goals. We have people like Cole, Solskjaer, Rooney, Van Persie. All of these
Mr. 101.
They need a 1-1, man. We need to draw. But all of these class strikers that are around the world, and we have Martial. It's not that he's bad. He's just not a striker. He needs to play on the left. And I feel like because Rashford's on the left, he can't play on the left. So what do you do with him? Do you know what I mean? That's the big problem. And he's on 200 grand a week.
Benji, this is why I'm on to Martial, because what Usmaan said, last season was his second season as a striker. United fans wanted him to kick on because a lot of United fans wanted him to kick on because Jose played him on the left. They didn't think that was his position. They put it up top, and now and I've heard it with other United fans saying, "Oh no, his proper position is on the left." So when he was on the left, he should be a striker. When he's a striker, he should be on the left. For me, there's just too many excuses, in my opinion.
But you know why? You know why? Because we look at like Harry Kane is the benchmark. Okay, gunman, left foot, right foot, header in. Martial should have scored 2 goals yesterday. If Harry Kane's in Man United,
2.
We beat
what was the second one?
Yeah, the header and the 1-on-1.
Header.
You remember the header when he headed it onto the floor?
No, come on, there was no pace on that. But there was no pace on that.
Bro, Kane is scoring those goals. That's the difference. Trust me, he is scoring that goal. Like, and that's the difference between what we want. So what Daniel's saying is completely utterly true. We're trying to get to that level, the top level, winning trophies, winning not. It's not just the manager that needs to go. It's a lot of other players as well. But obviously, because we have Bruno, I'm sure you're going to come into it in a second, he allows everyone else that are bad to look good because he does everything, if that makes sense. So it's oranges and apples, really. I'm not going to lie.
Look, I hear what you're saying with, Daniel, I hear what you're saying in terms of Martial playing on the left. Some fans are saying, now he's up front, you want him back on the left. Look, for me personally, right, there's different types of strikers, and it depends what you want from your team. Like, at the end of the day, Martial isn't really. He's not a gunman. He's not Kane. Of course, he's not. Kane's elite. Kane's world class, whatever you want to call it. However, you got players like Firmino, you got players like Giroud, you got players like Benzema that offer different things. Martial's a back-to-goal striker. Although you wouldn't put that, if you look at him, you think he's not that kind of player. He's a back-to-goal striker. He brings other people into the game. And the thing I said to Kojo, right? I don't remember what show it was on, but Kojo was asking me, how do you get the best at Martial? And what I said to Kojo was, again, don't get me wrong, I'm not excusing his performance this season. He hasn't been good enough. But what I'm saying is, how do you get the best? You play the ball to his feet, allow him to hold the ball, get people next to him to run off him, and link up. Because you haven't seen that this season. Last season, the success from our front three was all three of them interchanging. They were very close in proximity. It was a fluid front three, and Greenwood was benefiting from Martial as well because he was playing off him. This season we haven't had that for whatever reason. I don't know if Ollie's changed it. He's wanted to change the way we play, etc. But it's not benefited Martial. It's not benefited Greenwood either. The ball's been shocking. Obviously, Greenwood gets leeway because he's only 19. But like for me personally, it comes down to the tactics as well, the way you set up a team. I ask you this question, right? And Jack, I'll come to you. Cavani, right? So we've got Cavani in our team. Cavani is one of the best players in Europe for his movement. He's up there. He's in fact top 5 for me personally in terms of a striker, right? He's elite. That's what he's.
With Batshuayi.
Yeah, Benji, by the way, thinks Batshuayi is number 1, but it is what it is. And he's not lying as well. He actually called him world class. But that's for another day. But if Cavani's getting
Benji, that's a shocking shout.
If Cavani's getting no chances, right?
I said Batshuayi's movement is just class. It is class.
He said world class. He said world class.
Yeah, it is though. The movement, not the player, the movement.
It's not world class. It's dog shit, but it is what it is. Anyways, the point I'm making is, Jack, right? Cavani's in this team, one of the best forwards. About not getting any chances. Surely there's got to be more to it. It can't just be Martial. There's got to be more to it, no?
Yeah, I mean, you're a better unit this season, technically, I think, than you were last season. You're second in the league. You've played in some games, in that run of form you've had since December to the end of January. You were playing fluid football when Pogba was on that pitch, and right now you haven't got Pogba. I've slated Pogba a lot because, well, the reason why I slate him, just like the reason why I slate Martial, is more to do with the sort of the fan hype. A lot of the United fans can't sort of make their mind up between whether he is a world-class player and when he doesn't play well, he's not world-class and you shouldn't put him in that category, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, you aren't creating the same level of chances, fair enough, but Martial is still missing chances. You saw that yesterday. You've seen that at the end of last season. Whether it's confidence or not, I don't think he's an awful player. I don't think, I think he's a decent striker on his day, but you're Man United. Your standards shouldn't be down there. He should not be that the guy that you're looking to get you 30 goals a season. That's not going to happen. What you need is someone. You need a Haaland. You need someone like a Haaland. Because at the end of the day,
it's funny how you didn't say Harry Kane, Jack, but we moved.
He's going City.
He's going City.
He needs to win titles. That's why.
Okay.
Oh wow!
Fair enough. I can't really argue with that at the moment, but we know he's not going to Liverpool. One season wonders. But anyways, Kish, let's get. You heard me, that deal. One season wonders.
Oh, Carl, don't worry. We're gonna come on to that comment.
No, don't worry. The titles, Klopp's lost the dressing room. Don't worry, behind you. But Kish, let's bring you in. Obviously, we're talking about Martial, as you can tell. But I kind of want to touch on a comment that Benji's made, saying regarding Shaw, which, to be fair, Benji, I hear your point. I'm not going to disagree with it. He's saying that a lot of fans, just the football fans in general, overhype players after a couple of good games, 5 or 10 games. I suppose Shaw could fall into that bracket if you want to put him there. And the overhype, do you think that he's got a point there? Because there's a lot of players in the Man United team as well, in particular, that have a couple of good games and the fans are like, oh, X, Y, and Z's bag. Like Shaw's a great example of that. Or do you think there is the case that Shaw has turned it around?
I think Luke Shaw's got it in his locker, to be honest. If you remember quite a few seasons ago under Van Gaal, before he broke, I think he broke his leg. Did he break it, or was it kind of a long-term injury?
He broke it.
He was playing outstanding football. If anything, I think he was playing just as well as what he is now. The only difference now is he's matured beyond his years. That was about 4 seasons ago, and he's a bit wiser now in terms of when to make the runs and when not to make the runs. Whereas beforehand, he was quite rash with that. Again, obviously, confidence helps a player because he's been playing well for not just a month, really, in my opinion, all season. He's played well. A couple of seasons ago, I know there wasn't a lot of players to kind of sing out, but he was your player of the season, I think, a few years ago. So it's not a case of fans hating because that's voted by the fans, I believe, in terms of your own player of the season. So he's obviously got the praise from the fans. I just think the most important thing for him is keeping fit, because this is probably the longest that he stayed injury-free in his Man United career. And I think it is fitness. I think with him, he's not just the type where if he's injured for a bit, he comes back and he's instantly on the go. He needs quite a few games to kind of show that. And I think at the moment, if you look at him ability-wise, people said for years when he was at Southampton that he's got everything in his locker. He just needs that kind of, he needs those years, he needs that under his belt, and he needs a bit of confidence. And I think he has got that in abundance, in my opinion. Again, please give it more time, but so far you can't deny that he's got something within him. That's just my opinion, anyways.
I think a lot of people. I'm not hating, but I think a lot of people, they look at that thing where it says big chance created 45 or he's the best in the league, whatever. But if you actually watch this guy, he gets caught out of position so many times in one match. It's only because a lot of the time the strikers that are finishing are just dead food. But he gets caught out so much. Like I think his attacking is getting better, but his defensive game it still leaves a lot to be desired. But of course, I'm just picking in whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm a Manchester United fan, so we do expect the best. But yeah.
Now, Benji, I think you're being harsh on Shaw.
I don't understand.
I think you're being harsh on Shaw. I think.
I'm not.
I think arguably after
fan,
Bruno, arguably he's been your second best player this season. And for me, it's like, and I think he's clear. My eyes. The games I watch. In a lot of games, in terms of actual performances, how they play for 90 minutes, you can argue that Shaw is United's best player, but then Bruno's your most impactful. So I think you're being harsh. I think you're definitely being harsh on Luke Shaw, me personally.
He's been one of the best left backs in the league this season.
I think he's been the best left back in the league.
I would have said regular, but obviously he had that stint off in it, so I would have said him.
He had an injury.
Yeah. So he probably is short at the moment. I can't think of anyone else. Obviously, the lads are telling me in the chat. Obviously, Chelsea are 2-0 up. Havertz causing flipping havoc, really, to be fair to him. Finally seeing what he's about, that third man run, you love to see it. Well, yeah, let's move away from Man United because, I don't want to dwell on it too much. We'll talk about Bruno another day. But listen, Liverpool making history, Daniel. That is the title. Obviously, 6 L's on the bounce, first time in your history. I said to my mate, who's a Liverpool fan, I'm just so happy that I was alive to witness this. Like, capitulation of a football club that last season all of their players were world class, but this season none of them are world class apparently, apart from Salah. But look, I'm not going to be too harsh. I'm going to allow you to have your say. The title of the video is Klopp losing dressing room ? I'll allow you to have your thoughts on that as well. But just overall, how are you feeling, bro? What are you saying?
It's peak. It's peak. I can't even hide it. It's good that this show is today and not last night. Because if it was last night, I think Kojo was on the show. Like there was a good half an hour spot where I just didn't talk because I didn't want to speak about football. But
no. What you did was we're talking about Liverpool. And then you started to bring up Man United and Man City for no reason. And the others, when I was trying to go back to Liverpool, were like, oh, yeah, did it Bruno? Did it? I was sitting there like, what are you man doing?
That's why I've got that show. I've got that United Sin show. This is what I've come for, the Liverpool slander.
Nah, I haven't with you, man. But nah, it's like you said, it's been an utter capitulation. Like, if you would have asked me 3-4 weeks ago, are we the worst champion? I'm like, nah. But now you can't deny it. 6 home losses on the bounce. You can't be a Premier League side if you do that. Not even chasing top 4 or being a defending champion. That's Derby 07-08 stuff. So now these players need to step up because I don't know why people keep mentioning injuries. We have enough players to be winning games on the pitch, but they're just not turning up, especially the world-class ones. So it's sad.
Yeah, obviously I wouldn't use the word sad personally, but I hear you. Like, oh my God, I'll be enjoying this too much. I just want to get the Premier League table out because there's been a revelation, Tottenham Hotspur overtaking as well. And from what I'm aware of, you're literally a couple of points above Arsenal. So, Hale, it's been all doom and gloom at Arsenal already this season. However, you can overtake the champions in the coming weeks. If that's not an indictment of their season, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been playing well at all this season. It's crazy considering how dominant they were for the past 2 years, I would say. The third year, it was building this. I think they finished fourth that year, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was when Salah scored the 35 or something like that. But yeah, I don't know what's happening. I really don't. I can't put my finger on it. I guess maybe they tried to change it, make it play more centrally. That's why the acquisition Thiago Alcantara was brought in, but obviously that hasn't worked out so far. Obviously, we keep saying the same points week in, week out. It's the injuries, it's the players not performing. But sometimes you just need to look at the manager and you need to say, change something here. Okay, you had a style of football and a plan that worked for 2-3 years, as it did, because I think they finished Europa League final, then Champions League final, and then Champions League. So it was working, but he needs to come up with a new plan. He needs to, especially now, because it seems like everybody's just found out how to deal with this current Liverpool side, and it's not going to improve anytime soon.
Yeah, no, Cody, my question to you is, Klopp, obviously, sorry, there's some echo. I don't know who's mad at this. No, it's not. Yeah, so my question to you, Kojo, in terms of Klopp, how much of the responsibility needs to fall on Klopp's shoulder? Like I said, the title of the video has Klopp, that's the dressing room. Personally, I don't think that's the case, but what are your thoughts on the manager himself? Because I feel like he's just getting away with murder, to be honest. Like, some of the players that they had on the pitch, they basically had Trent, Robertson, obviously Trent got substituted on. Fabinho got substituted on. They got Salah on the page. Mane's on the page. Jota's on the page. Kai, 60 million, was meant to be better Pogba after one game against West Ham's on the page. They've got quality players there, and they're losing to Fulham at Anfield as well. It's not like they've lost to some prime Bayern Munich team. Like, Kojo, come on, where does the blame lie? It can't be just injury, surely.
No. I mean, you got a question, Klopp. Look, at the end of the day, I've said it. I said it on Free Midfield literally hours ago that in terms of defensively, they've always had an issue down the right-hand side anyway of that defense. An issue that they've not been fixing, whether it's Trent, whether it's Nico Williams, whether it's whoever they play right back, and then the right centre back. There's always been an issue down there last season, this season, when they concede goals. That's one issue he has to fix because he's not found a solution towards that. The second thing, I found the selection baffling last night because Salah has not been rested since God knows when. I know he's the top goal scorer. He's the best chance for them to score goals, and they need goals because at home they haven't scored. I think they scored 2 in the last 8 home games, and only 1 in the 6 losses. So when your top goal scorer is available, yes, you want him to start, but the guy hasn't rested. Mane needs to pick up form. Mane needs to go out there and play on the pitch and provide something.
Mane has been absolutely woeful.
He's been poor this year. Roberto Firmino, I think we all know what the deal was with that guy. Some people are comparing it to Karim Benzema.
Sad man said Henry had to play on the wing to get him in team. That's all I'm saying. But,
some people did say that.
Can we stop bringing that up, please? It's just disrespectful.
I prefer to leave those people in the past where they belong. But you have to ask them questions. I think there's obviously some people now saying should he lose his job, but I think that's a bit too hasty. But he has to change something dramatically. There is no excuse from this point forward. You have had injuries, but these injuries started yonkers ago. So it's now coming a case of what are you going to do to adjust the situation now? For me, Fabinho, you brought him back midweek. You lost that game. And then you play him in this game, nothing changes. A bit off the bench. Trent was rested. Again, I don't particularly know why he was rested. Just very baffling decisions. And, in football, when a manager's successful, like Pep, for example, if they do something wrong, people are like, how dare you question him? Question the lad. Question him and ask him, what the hell did you do there? Because not every manager gets it right. Otherwise, we still be praising Jose Mourinho no matter what. He's been getting it wrong at Tottenham for a while.
We'll to that, surely, don't we?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had a great 11-match winning run, and then he started getting it wrong. But if we stuck on that winning run, he wouldn't get any criticism either. Criticize these people that are doing good things because they also do bad things at times. Klopp's had an amazing time at Liverpool. Kale said it. Europa League final, Champions League final, winners, and then Premier League winners. In 4 years, to have that sequence and to rebuild the team he has been fantastic. But right now, they're 8th in the league? 8th?
We could go 9th if Villa win the games in hand.
Oh my God, yeah, I've got it here. They'll be 3 points behind Villa.
Is that and Villa have 2 games in hand on them? Am I
No,
wrong?
if Villa win both their games, they'll be 3 points behind them. If
There you
Arsenal
go.
if Arsenal win their game in hand, they're 2 points behind Liverpool.
Exactly, and then the teams above them all have games in hand on them. It's not good.
West Ham got 2 games in hand, and they're 2 points clear of them.
There you go. So it's not a good situation for Liverpool right now. The further they walk away, they get away from that top 4 situation, the worse it's going to get. So Klopp has to answer for what, quite frankly, is this season a load of crimes. And there's suddenly, I think there's time where players have to start looking at themselves also and thinking about possibly moving them on bit by bit. And it's sad because Liverpool and Man United have people that say that they're Brazilian, but are clearly lying.
Familiar slander. I love it.
Bro, I've offered me a quickie. I've never heard someone have so much excuse for not being a goal scoring number 9.
Oh my God!
Honestly, it's true.
Accommodate Henry.
Like,
Usmaan said Henry on the wing. You know, I'm not here like, oh, forget it.
I'm not being a goal scoring number 9 not long ago, but we move on.
Oh.
I didn't know what he said. It was just like I didn't hear it, Daniel. I apologize.
No, they were thinking about the guy that comes from the land where they make lovely croissants in Man United team.
It's not good. My guy's in second, you're in like 9th or something next it is what it is. But listen, Benji, let's get you in, bro. Look, I've got to ask you, you put it in the chat as well, regarding Thiago Alcantara. Coach has gone and spoken about a couple of players being rested. He's been dropped in my eyes. It's as simple as that. I'm not having he's been rested. What has he done to get rested? Trent's done shit as well. You can't rest a player who's not done anything. That's not how football works. You get dropped. If you're not putting in the performance, you don't get rested. It doesn't work like that. You get dropped. So Thiago's been dropped realistically, and Trent's been dropped. Mane's been dropped. It's not been rested. It's nonsense. He subs off Salah against Chelsea and keeps Firmino and Mane on the pitch on the 60th minute. Salah's expression said it all. You know, even he was like, "What is going on here? None of these mans have scored in 10 games, but apparently I'm coming off." Look, Benji, come on, man. What is going off with Thiago? So many of their players are just massively underperforming.
I think this is where we have to start putting more respect on Sir Alex Ferguson's name, because he's the one manager who was able to rebuild squad after squad after squad after squad. The problem with Liverpool stems from their board and their owners. Their board and owners are not that much worse than ours, to be fair. It's just that they were lucky enough to get Van Dijk and Alisson at the time that they got them. But I just think that if you look at the team's growing old and it's aging, and they haven't recruited well. They brought in Jota. He started off well, but he got injured. They brought in Thiago. Thiago's not even doing bad. He's doing the same thing he was doing at Bayern Munich. But the thing is, the quality around him is just not the same as it was at Bayern Munich. So that one, it's a bit 50-50 with him. They didn't bring in a centre-back when they needed a centre-back. They needed a centre-back for 3 years, in my opinion, to be alongside Van Dijk, but they just haven't got that guy. And Klopp as well, he looks tired, and you have to understand, at the top level, to be at the top level for that many years, the emotion of missing out of the Champions League final, the emotion of not getting the Premier League by 1 point, he looks very, very tired. Obviously, what's going on in his personal life as well, I hope he gets better on that as well. He looks very, very tired. And when you manage at the top level for so long, at a club like Liverpool, Man United, all these clubs, Tottenham, whatever, it begins to get to you. Like, your mental and your physical, it begins to get to you. And even when they concede goals, it looks like he doesn't even care. He's just on the, it's just like, you know. So it's like, I wouldn't say Klopp out, because obviously he deserves time because he's won the Champions, he's won the Premier League. But I think Liverpool seriously need to start. If they're a serious club, they'll look at this and be like, look, in January, if it still goes on, we'll sign Nagelsmann for 2022, 2023, or whatever. How the Germans
Bro,
do it. He just can't do it.
Why are you hating me like that?
That's a natural successor. He's not going anywhere else. He's not going Spurs. That's a natural successor.
They need to. Oh, look,
Benji has sense. I'm happy he didn't say Gerrard Benji.
Not him.
I'm hoping it's Gerrard. You know what I mean?
And I'm hoping it's Phil Neville after Ole.
Phil Neville's a great manager.
Hey, Daniel,
I'll
stop,
let
man.
you start, Gary. Listen, but to be fair, Phil Neville's done better than Arteta. We'll come on to it shortly. Jack, what? Jack, what? Listen, 8 to 10, great achievement now. What? Jack, what do you reckon, man?
I hope you get Gary in it. Talk about Phil. I hope you get Gary.
Gary.
Moving like that.
Gary held 7. Don't worry about that, bro. But yeah, Jack, what do you reckon? Is it? Oh, Werner's 1-1.
He missed.
Oh, well behind, about 30 seconds behind as he missed start. It's standing Werner. Someone said Martial less before someone else says it. Anyways, Jack, what do you reckon, man? Klopp out or what? What are you saying?
Nah, I think. Listen, what needs to happen is he needs to take a break. Now, I'm not saying a break from Liverpool. I just think they need to ride out this season. Let whatever happen. Have that little sort of summer off, because have that sort of summerish off, and then recharge your batteries for the next season. He's clearly tired. He's clearly got a lot of personal issues there. He's not really thinking about the game at the same intensity he has been for the past few years. Naturally, every team sort of has a 3-year sort of cycle anyway, so that's coincided with that. The only issue I have is how much more can he tolerate with the owners, with FSG, because you're not going to get a Coutinho every summer to sell for stupid amounts of money to Barcelona.
Yeah.
So how they're going to manage finances, I don't know. It's going to be his prerogative at the end of the day. He's going to get the best out of once he's sort of back in the sort of proper mind frame. He's going to get the best out of players. The problem is that he'll have next season and seasons after, if he's still there, is what players are they? What kind of quality? What's the caliber of players he's going to have? Because he's not going to have the quality that he did, or the exact profile he did for the past couple of years. So I don't know. It's a difficult one.
I hear that. I'm just Werner's just another one. I hear that, but in terms of the players that he's got, Daniel, Kish, I will come to you very shortly, but I just got to ask Daniel. Surely, he's got to be getting more out of this team. Look, a lot of people, it seems that you're not one of them, looking at the injuries in particular. Look, he's got so many quality players at disposal. What do you put it down to? Like, it seems like the players, someone's put in the comments, players down in tools. Like, do you even think that's the case? Do you think the players are knackered? Someone was saying that, Klopp's just ran them all into the ground now.
I think he might have ran them down into the ground, but players down in tools, I hate when people say that. I think that's a cop-out for when players are crap. The players have been crap. Simple as. These players have been crap. For me, it's 50-50, the players and Klopp. I'm sorry, you have players in that starting 11 who are playing week in, week out, that have, like Kojo said, have been to the Champions League final, have won the Champions League, have got 97 points, have got 99 points. You can't go 97 points, 99 points, lose 6 home games in a row. That progression makes no sense, and both of them have to take blame. Like, Klopp is a world-class manager, on form in the past 4 years, probably the second, better only by Pep Guardiola, but he's not acting like it at the moment. He's acting like prime, Paul Jewell in 07-08. So he really needs to fix up. He needs to fix up. The players need to fix up. Simple as, like, you can't be blaming injuries. You can't say the players are down in tools. They're just playing crap, and they need to pattern up quickly, because if they don't, Liverpool will finish 10th below Arsenal. And if Liverpool finish below Arsenal, like, if there's a point where Arsenal are above us, that's when I'll stop watching football for the season.
That's the final straw, man.
That's a final straw, man.
Yeah, listen, Kish, I've got to ask you this question. Obviously, you've heard what everyone else has got to say. I'm just going to throw this out here. Ranieri got sacked for less. Jose Mourinho got sacked for less after winning the league. Poch got sacked for less as well, arguably as well. I'm not saying Klopp should be getting sacked, but surely, like, a lot of this is on him as well. I feel like he's getting away with it. Like,
I said this to you the other day. I mean, listen, the ownership at Liverpool, I'd be shocked if they sacked him, because I think with what he's done, he deserves a chance. However, if this was Chelsea, for example, under Abramovich, you really think he'd keep him? I mean, he sacked Ancelotti a season after winning the league and coming runner-up in the league, and that was enough for him to sack him. He sacked Sarri after winning the Europa League. He sacked Mourinho a season after winning the Premier League, and 2 seasons in a row winning the Premier League and then not winning it the 3rd season. So he's fortunate that he is under ownership. Again, he definitely deserves to stay. Ranieri deserves to stay. But as we know, the way football works, that you need results fast, and if you don't get them, in today's world, you can get sacked. I think with Klopp, I think he's had issues since the beginning of the season. I think he had a spat with Chris Wilder over the 5 substitutes rule at the beginning of the season. He's been rattled since the very, very beginning. I think with Thiago, my point on that is the fact that Thiago, again, I agree with Benji. He's not changed. He's still a quality player. But the problem is Liverpool have not changed their way of how they play football. It's high-intensity football, it's high press, and it's box-to-box midfielders who can do the interceptions, do the dirty work. Thiago was never going to do that. So if you're going to sign Thiago, you play to his strengths. If you're not going to do that, then unfortunately Thiago is literally just a headless sack in a team that really doesn't suit him. So I personally, yeah, exactly, yeah. Literally, I personally, I'm not going to.
I think Harry Winks had a bad season, to be fair.
Yeah, I personally, I'm not going to blame him. Again, because I just think that his is he playing to the best of his own ability?
He's just missed another 1-on-1. He's at 3.
But yeah, no. I think Thiago, if you look at his pass completion, all of that is what he's known for. And is he still doing well at what his talents are? Yeah, 100%. So I think with Klopp, I think it is a rebuilding job. I think if someone like Pep Guardiola thinks that Henry, Eto'o, and Messi is not a good enough front three and he needs to change it, then he's going to have to sell one of Mane, Salah, and Firmino. And
who would you guys sell then? Okay.
I think he's personally going to sell Salah. I think
Salah's gone. I think
he's always thought. Even though for me personally, I don't think Salah is the one that he should sell. But I think in terms of value and what he's going to get, he will sell him. And then I think it will be someone like a Rafinha or someone from Nice that he might go for, because he did that with Mane. He bought Mane for 30 million, sold Coutinho for about 140 or whatever.
And the same thing with Salah as well.
Exactly, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do. However, it's you can't say to me. I agree with Daniel. Fair enough, the defense has not been there all season, but you're talking a front three who a couple of seasons ago scored over 100 goals as a front three. Last season, the season before then, Mane got 20 plus goals. Salah got 20 plus goals. I think Firmino got about 15, 20 goals as well. So you can't say to me that you can't outscore teams. This team is not only conceding goals, but they're not scoring. Who would have ever said that a front three at the beginning of the season, that front three would be struggling to score goals? It's ridiculous. So yeah, I don't have sympathy for him at all in that regard. I get personal life, but at the end of the day, this is your job. You are manager of Liverpool Football Club, and it's your job to get the results. Personal life, fair enough. It's understandable what's happened, but this is your job. That's just how it is. So for me personally, I can have sympathy for him on his personal life, but in terms of what he's done this season as a manager of Liverpool Football Club, he has to be scrutinised, definitely.
Yeah, no, I think you made a lot of good points there, to be honest. In terms of what he should do in selling one of the big, the front three to obviously recoup some money and go again. I think that's going to happen. It seems inevitable that Salah's on his way out. It depends who has got the money to get him. I'm probably assuming it'll probably be Real Madrid. But listen, I want to move on to Tottenham Hotspur. Obviously, we will talk about Arsenal after. It's more important to talk about the better team in London, but that's just my first opinion. Listen, I don't know what to start with. I feel like I should start with Kish because he's been so patient. We'll start with you, Kish. I was saying to the guys before you came, obviously I bought Kish a present in October. You want it or what? Are you wanting it?
Yeah, I'll take it. I will take it.
Am I sending this to another Spurs fan?
Nah, I'll take that.
Are you bailing now, what?
No, I'll take it. Don't worry. Once we get to play football goals, I'll put it on that day. Do you know what I mean?
Oh shit! Yeah, Kish plays like Gareth Bale as well. If they was blind and had no feet. But anyways, coming to you, 4-1 Tottenham Hotspurs. Jose Mourinho finally taking off the handbrake. And listen, the quality of goals as well. By the way, outstanding. That Kane goal. That was beautiful. That was brutal.
Do you know what it is though with these performances? Listen, on paper, if you said beforehand that your next 3 fixtures are against Fulham, Palace, and was it Burnley? On paper, we should win those 3 games comfortably. But the way Spurs have been this season, the fact that we have won those 3 games is a shock to me. I can't lie. I mean, realistically, it should be 7 out of 9, but we'll take our luck against Fulham because it wasn't a handball. Yeah, I think to be fair with Mourinho, has he changed? Has he cracked the code? I think he's had no choice but to play this team. He knows that defensively we're an absolute shambles. The fact that our best defender is still Alderweireld, who's not been top class for about 3 seasons now, shows you everything that you need. And I think it is the attack that's saving us at the moment. And we've always said
Can I ask
that.
a question?
Go on.
I know you're on a roll, but does Lucas Moura have to play in the 10? Like,
That's-
seriously, does he have to play in the 10 every week?
No, yeah. Listen, with Lucas Moura, he for me has justified his place in the team. But as a number 10, I think the only thing I can say the reason why he's doing it is because the games that I've seen him play recently, he's one of the only players who runs at the defense. I don't know if you watched the game yesterday, but he proper tries to move us as forward as possible on the pitch and create fouls.
Kish, what do you think about this comment here from Ron? Oh, wrong one. That was a cross from Kane. He missed it. What do you reckon?
Nah, come on. He actually scored while the goalkeeper was lined up just before he took the shot. So, but yeah, no, just to summarise on it, it is our attack that's saving us. I've always said that at the beginning of the season. We have a shocking defence. And if we're going to have any chance of top 4 or doing anything this season, it will have to be those players up front that are going to help us. And I know fair play to them, but you know, Jose's hands were tied. Jose had no choice but to play those players. He has to for us to have any kind of opportunity to do anything this season, in my opinion.
Kish, that comment there is so funny. You're acting like, oh, it must be so hard to have to play Gareth Bale, Kane, and
But this is what I mean. But this is what I'm trying to say with Mourinho. Yeah,
it's so sad he's got Kane, Bale, and Son at his disposal. I feel sorry for
yeah,
the
but
guy.
you know realistically,
I'm
Mourinho
gonna
wants
be
the
Jackie 'cause I
1-0.
know
Mourinho
Jack
wants the
hates
1-0.
Jose. And
Mourinho
Jack
wants
ain't
the
gonna-
1-0.
and
They're
Jack
gonna.
ain't going to stand for that. But he should have done this. How long ago, Jack? Come on, this is ridiculous. He should have done this ages ago.
Well, what Kish was saying earlier, that Jose had to play this way, I agree. He's not playing the way he really wants to play. He's not playing his system. This isn't a team in the mold of Jose Mourinho. And when he goes away from that, we're playing better and we're getting better results. So, you know, what does that tell you about him as a manager? I mean, he's going against his principle and we're actually doing better. But yeah, I mean, listen, Son hasn't been at his best for the past month or so, and he's still contributing because that's the quality he possesses. And if we can get, I think he needs a bit of a rest. If we can get them 3 firing, we'd be so much better, and we'd actually be significantly better against bigger teams. And I think give him a bit of a rest at least sometime. Not on Sunday.
Do you think he'll risk it? Do you think he will play that front 3 against Arsenal?
Oh yeah, he will. He 100%.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm not certain, you know.
Well, who do you think is going to be taken out?
I know Mourinho might think that this is Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's these big games where he lets you down.
He's not playing that attacking against Arsenal, man.
If my guy plays Sissoko on the wing, I am chucking my TV, and I'm literally just like, that's game over.
If he approaches the game thinking I have to maybe drop Bale because it's Arsenal, he has to walk out the next day.
Yeah. This guy's thinking it's Arsenal 04. This guy's thinking it's 0405 when we're still up there. Like he cannot play that way. He cannot. He has to. He literally. What I think is going to happen. You're probably going to do a North London derby preview at some point, whenever this week. But I genuinely think he's going to have more as a number 10 against Arsenal because that off the ball work. No one else is going to really do that in that position. And I think that is what's making it fluid. And what Kish said about Lucas Moura likes to run at players, he quite literally runs at the players. He runs straight down into them, and then loses the ball. Constantly. He
doesn't know where he's running. He's just running forward every time. He has no idea.
He left his brain in Amsterdam. He chucked it in a canal. I don't know, but he's just so dumb. But he runs a lot, and it's pressing. He's pressing got Bell's first goal. So I think that's how Jose's going to see it. But in terms of the front 3, in terms of Bell, he's looking like a lot like the player we wanted. We didn't expect to have the proper athletic, running past 30-man Gareth Bell that we saw in his first spell at Spurs. We didn't expect that, but we expected the quality, the left foot. Every time this guy received the ball in whichever part of the field, whether it's in our half, or whether it's in their half, he gets that ball, he looks at Reguilon, switches it instantly, and it goes to him. And it's just refreshing to finally see that left foot actually being utilised properly. And I think it's a flick of the switch. I think that shot against West Ham that hit the bar just flicked the switch, and he was like, "Do you know what? I'm gonna screw it. I'm just gonna play my game now. I'm just gonna." That gassed me a little bit. That's probably what he's thinking, to be honest. But
it's just that if you're running it back, man, that bang is scored against West Ham as well to win it.
I really wanted us to win that game just because of Lawless, to be honest. But
absolutely. But listen, I'm going to get the other guys' thoughts, and obviously just to confirm, Chelsea have won 2-0. I'm about a minute behind, so you guys probably already know that 9 is, but you know, Havertz probably man of the match for me personally, but it is what it is. Kale, I'm going to ask you a question you probably don't want to talk about, but Tottenham Hotspur, can they still get top 4? Bale is back, according to Spurs fans. Kale, what do you reckon? Do you think Spurs have still got a chance?
Muted, bro. Muted.
I wasn't gonna tell him he's muted. I was gonna let him talk.
It was yeah. I think they arguably have probably the best front 4 or front 3 in the league right now. Kane, Son, and Bale right now. So I think, especially on form, obviously said before, Salah and Mane is like, well, Salah is, but Mane and Firmino aren't exactly it this season. But it's open, man. I'm not sure how many points they are away from the top 4. I'm going to get it up now. They are.
I've got it up here. Actually.
They're 5 points away of a game in hand. So if they win that game in hand, they're 2 points behind Chelsea. So it's very, very open. Especially with this league, you just never know who's going to get top 4. I mean, number 1's obviously Manchester City, but earlier I think you guys said that you feel safe now, but you're 54 points. You're not safe either. So I don't know. I think they're very much.
I think we'll be all right, to be honest. I think Leicester going to drop out.
We better be. We better be, because, like I said, if he doesn't, certain
to be honest, if I was rival fans, I'd want Man United to get top 4, because it means Ollie's probably going to stay. If he doesn't get top 4, he's more likely to leave. But
how do you feel about that, Benji?
Look, I'm a god of me. I don't have time for stress. I'm just going to be chilling while I'm doing the job.
Wait, Benji, Ollie in.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, calm.
No, that group chat that's chat behind the back, man. They're gonna go.
No way.
Oh shit, you love to see it. But listen, Daniel, let's get your thoughts. Obviously, Kale's gone through the table there. What do you reckon? Do you reckon Spurs have got the opportunity to close somewhat of the gap and get in that top 4 spot?
No, I think they can. I think it's possible, but I don't think it will happen because Spurs won 3 in a row, but before that they lost 5 and 6, and this Spurs team can do that. Like, yes, they did win 3 in a row, but against Fulham, yes, Fulham beat Liverpool before. I know somebody will say, but they beat Liverpool. They battered Tottenham in the second half, and I've seen that happen to Spurs. So they can mathematically do it, but I don't think they can go on a run in these 10 games for them to make top 4. So I don't think they'll make top 4. They can make Champions League.
Every team, barring Manchester United, have not shown a bit of consistency.
Chelsea have under Tuchel.
Recently, they haven't lost one, but they haven't exactly won. This is, I think they've won only 3 games since he's got in. So you never know, man. Form is temporary. You never know. They can easily drop out of form. Leicester, I don't think is safe either. They lose really, really dumb games. Like games they shouldn't be.
Leicester are the team that I think if anyone drops out, it's Leicester.
I don't think. I said me and Cody said the other day, West Ham are going to get top 4. Obviously, West Ham are kicking off very shortly against Leeds. We actually put Leicester in the top 4.
It's Leicester Tottenham last game of the season, you know.
Exactly. Leicester have United, Chelsea, Tottenham last 3 games of the season. So in the next 7 games, Leicester have to be on job, because if they're close to the teams in 5th and 6th, it's going to be long for them in those last 3 games.
Yeah, no, 100%. Benji, let's get your thoughts. Obviously, yourself and Kojo obviously haven't had a chance to speak on Spurs. We'll come to you first, Benji. What have you made of Jose Mourinho? I know you, like myself, you can't stand the guy in terms of what he did at Manchester United.
Well, that's Noreen, fam.
Yeah, I know. Thank God he's not Man United. Listen, these 3 wins does secure somewhat reassurance in his job, which is a positive for the rest of us. Do you think he's getting close to the top 4, and also do you think he's a man to take him forward?
I just think just stick to basics, like the Tottenham boys have said, Son, Kane, and Bale up front. Even if you go and you play Sissoko, Højbjerg, and Dembele in a 3-man midfield, and you have those 3 up front, they're still going to run riot. It just means that Sissoko will just defend for Bale on the right-hand side. It can still work, you understand? I just feel like at the beginning of the season, you're trying to complicate it, chop and change it, blah, blah, blah. If he just keeps a consistent lineup, which he used to do, I think when Mourinho starts chopping and changing, that's when he becomes a bit, a bit mentally disturbed a lot of the time. I just think that in terms of the top 4, it's tight because the thing is with Tottenham, you never know. That obviously, I'm looking at their fixtures now, and I think obviously they've got Man United, Everton, then they'll probably lose to City, then they've got Sheffield United, and the way Tottenham are, which is just funny,
We played
they'll probably
City
beat
twice.
United.
We've already played City. We've already played City
that's
twice.
in the cup, isn't it?
Europa League,
Oh, yeah,
Cup
That's
final.
in the
Sorry.
cup.
Yeah,
They'll probably beat the funny thing about this team. They'll probably beat United, beat Everton, then lose against Sheffield United. That's the type of season that Tottenham are having. They'll do wonders, beating City, doing this, doing that. But then against a smaller team, they find it struggle to break down. I just think Mourinho just needs to be consistent. In terms of the top 4, Leicester will definitely drop out. But I just think Chelsea are too strong at the moment. So I don't think they will overtake Chelsea. But you never know. Then Man United might even drop out. 10 games left, mate.
And the reason why we were dropping those stupid points against those other teams was because we were parking the bus against Fulham, Palace, and all those teams, Brighton. It was ridiculous.
He's still playing a front 3. The only difference is Bergwijn's not playing, and Bale's playing, who's more attacking and more clinical.
Man said only difference. You know that.
But that is it. Literally, no. But what I'm saying in terms of his first lineup is the same. It's just he swapped one player. That is literally it.
Oh, we are playing with a different intensity. We are. Where we're starting, we're not only starting game in the past.
Yes, because you got
weekend,
Bonnie. Remember, you've got Bale in there, who's literally world class. He's at top 5, in the world on his day, arguably.
Yeah, but they're playing differently.
But in terms of ability-wise, he still probably would say he's top 5 if you can turn it on, so to speak. Like that's what it's down to. It's the same with Man United. Like we rely so much on individual brilliance, like Bruno and Rashford, these months to turn you up. You've seen Salah over the last, this season in particular, every time Liverpool got results, Salah's been the architect of getting that result because he's so influential in that. And that's kind of what's happening now with Spurs. Like Bale has stepped up to the Bale that we'd expect of the guy. And that's going to, look, it was so funny in the post-match when, to be fair to Journey, they asked him about Son. What's happening? Like Son's scored 1 in 11, but that's not even getting mentioned. If Bale wasn't there, everyone would be saying Son's dropped off.
To be fair, Son is assisting. Son's assisted almost every game. Even though he's
but the thing is, when you've got other world-class players in your team, no one's even talking about him in Son's because Bale's completely stepped up, that's what you need in the team. You've got 3 players sharing the load now. Before you had 2 players, Kane and Son. You became predictable. Now you've got the opposition have got to worry about like playing like Bale on the other side, who's better than both of them. So it's like it's a completely different dimension. Obviously, you're gonna get results.
Can I just add something quickly?
Yeah, look, for me personally, I would say to Bale, don't even come back. Just stay up front. You don't need to work about it. Like, look what Liverpool do with Salah and all these, man. They shouldn't have to do the dog work. Get the midfield to do it.
Look at the defense, though. You have to understand.
Wings or whatever. Let Wings cover for Bale. Why is Bale tracking back? Do you know what I mean?
But Usmaan, you have to understand, that man have got Eric Dyer at the back. So obviously, you got Van Dijk at the back. Van Dijk can do 2 man's job.
Listen,
Højbjerg is doing the whole defense's job.
No, Benteke scored. Obviously, there's obviously issues at the back defensively. We're not denying that. But what I'm saying is, and I'm sure Jack and Kish would agree with me, just flipping go to outscore everyone. Like you've got arguably 3 world-class players, 2 definitely world-class players up front. You got some of the best players in the world there. The day. That's
why I'm so pissed off that Man United and Tottenham we parked the bus at Anfield. They should have lost 8 games in a row.
It comes down to
they should have literally lost 8 games in a row. We should have slapped them as well. But these
100%.
managers, they don't want
We
to.
did enough to win at Anfield as well.
But this is what I mean.
Exactly.
Again, it goes to Bergwijn. He had 2 absolute sitters. You give Bale those opportunities.
Bergwijn.
You know what I mean? Bergwijn or
The Dutch
Bergwijn.
Daniel James, fam.
Do you know what I mean? It is.
No, put
This
some
is
respect
what
to
I'm saying.
Daniel James. Right?
You give Bale them opportunities, and he bangs both of them in bottom corner.
Yeah,
Simple,
yeah.
literally.
Inter Milan and running on that Inter Milan back, yeah.
Exactly, literally.
Listen, let's get Kojo in. Obviously, Kojo, you know, you've heard what everyone's got to say regarding Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going to ask you this comment, right? I don't know if you've seen the post-match with Souness. I know Keisha's seen it because you wasn't happy with what Souness said. But, Kojo, I'm going to ask you, Bale said something along the lines of, you know, I'm not 21 anymore. Obviously, he's 31. Souness came out, kind of said, you know, he's acting like he's old. He's quite young still. 31's quite young. Obviously, Ronaldo's 35. He's played with Ronaldo for countless years. Surely you look at Ronaldo and the desire and the hunger this guy's got to still be at the top. And it seems that Bale's mentality is not there. Like, what did you make of that sort of interview?
I mean, I don't agree with what Souness is saying. To go and compare to Ronaldo is, I mean, how many people have Ronaldo's physique and his longevity of playing at such a high level from the age of essentially being at his best level from maybe 23 to now? How many years is that at the top? So, and also Bale's had countless injury issues. So it's not easy to just come from that. I'm sure we can mention many players in the past that have had the drive to really want to get out there and play on the pitch. But unfortunately for them, the injuries have done them dirty. I can't question Bale's drive. I know the image was him golfing and all that. Okay, if he's injured, he's supposed to just sit at home 24/7 and watch TV. Let him enjoy his life. Let him live life. You know what I mean? Let him do his thing. If he loves golf, he can go play golf. Golf, you don't use your legs too tough like that. You're not kicking the ball for 90 minutes. You get to walk every now and then and take it easy. It's a casual thing. But Souness, you know what? Don't listen to Souness. He's a bit sour right now because his team's not doing things. So you know how it is with him, innit?
G. His team won the league on the weekend. You get me?
Oh yeah. His second team. Sorry, my bad. I forgot about that.
His first team.
Oh, so he left. He's left Liverpool now. That's cool.
He hasn't left us.
Oh, you're the second team now.
Nah, allow Liverpool, man. Focus on Spurs.
No, I think Bale. Look, when you get older, you have so many injury issues. If you're gonna have a run of games, you just need to be managed differently. I don't think Madrid were doing that. They wanted him gone. The management wanted him gone. I don't think some of the players wanted him there because they complain about the fact that he didn't speak much Spanish, which, to be fair, because he's been there for a long time, he should pick up a bit more. But at the end of the day, look, he's in a place where he's happier. He's in a place where he's enjoying his football. He loves Spurs. He knows the environment. He knows the club. He knows the fans. So he's enjoying himself. Look at Jack. Jack is glowing. He's smiling. You know why? Because Bell's doing
Jack a couple of months ago.
Because Bell's doing his thing.
A couple of weeks ago.
Couple of weeks ago, because Bell's doing his thing, and more importantly, in the defense, they're direless. You know what I'm saying? So he hasn't got to complain about Dyer anymore. He's not doing effing and jeffing on anymore. Now it's more just smiling and look at his trim. He looks good, shaped up the beard and everything. So, it's these things that just get Tottenham moving. Bell's in good form right now. Just enjoy him. Don't listen to Souness, man. Souness is mad. You know what it is? I mean, since Pogba hit form, what's he said about Pogba once? Not even one bit of praise, really and truly. So, that's what it is with that guy, man. Just,
Man, someone agrees with me, Kojo.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Michael Richards said to him, "You're only upset because Liverpool lost or something." Oh, you're taking that on, Bill. Look, we'll move on from Spurs. They're going to talk about the other team in London. Leeds have just had a chance, probably should have scored, but it is what it is. Anyways, let's talk about Arsenal. I watched Kale and Kojo's video. So Kale did a really good thing in terms of got everyone to put their hands up. So I'm just going to copy it of just, to save time going around everyone. So what Kale did was he asked the question, do you think it was a handball, the Peters one? I think when Pepe knocks you up to him, obviously he said, put your hand up if you think it's a handball. So we'll do that now, boys. So if you think it's a handball and Arsenal should have got a penalty, obviously put your hand up, so to speak. So we got Kale, we got Daniel, Jack, Kish, Benji. Okay, Benji agrees with me. Love that, Benji. Okay, we're on the same page.
I think Benji's frozen.
Wait, Benji and Usman was Hudson-Odoi is a handball.
Benji's frozen, bro. Benji's frozen.
Should I tell you why it's not handball? I'll go first.
Benji's frozen.
Right. Oh, he's here. I'll tell you why it's not handball, right?
Wait, do you think Hudson-Odoi was a handball?
Daniel, I'll tell you why. Because this is a natural position, so that one must be a natural position. So that was a natural position.
Oh, what?
But Hudson-Odoi, and that one wasn't a handball. And that is natural, apparently, so that one can't be, can it? So, you got to use the Premier League's logic. Oh, wait. Oh, Leeds have scored! He's offside, never mind. Anyways, VR do me over. But yeah, look, Ben, we'll come to you first. Then. Why do you think it's downfall, bro?
Well, first of all, I couldn't really care less. These guys deserve all of it because for the past 14 years, this silly little club has been piping up for no reason. But I just think sometimes in football you have to kind of use the law of discretion. I think the ball was coming so quickly, he was so close. I just think you say like ball to hand in the park if you're playing football like ball to hand. I don't think it was a proper enough to give a penalty. I just think I put in the game. I don't know what the score was, but they were just reaching because they were kind of struggling a little bit. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's a pen. I think when you do it all the time, it's every day pen. But there's a lot of even that time when Green was skinned Gabriel, and then it should have been a pen. They wasn't saying it's a pen. So what goes around comes around. But this time you drew to Burnley, so I couldn't.
Who are you, Justin Timberlake?
I'm happy that it happened. But yeah, we move.
Bro, if a guy puts his arm out and the persistent
penalty,
forward,
man. That's a penalty, man. Nah, man. That's a penalty, man.
Look how close
That's
he
a
was.
penalty. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's a pen.
Look how close the
That's
guy
a
was,
pen.
bro.
That's
Like
a
if
pen.
if you've played football, yeah, you know that when they're trying to backtrack, your hands do all sorts of stuff. So he's trying to move back. Then Pepe is basically just kick the ball, trying to run past him. And Pepe is not that good to have got the ball after anyways. So I don't think it is a penalty.
Wow.
Wait.
We've all played football. I don't think it's a penalty. You lot are just reaching, fam. So wait,
that's it. Nah, for me, that was the clearest pen I've seen.
Usmaan.
Some great controversy on this Leeds game, yo. But I'll come back to the second. But
we get bumped every week, bro.
Usmaan, have you noticed something about Benji? I just caught something. Something just hit me just now. You know when you disagree with an option, something that he says here, he goes, if you play football before, yeah. I'm glutted.
Some of us are academy ballers out here, you know what I mean?
Cool.
That is Benji's like, listen, speaking of Justin Timberlake, right? I was the keeper on theme and that. Have Arsenal fans been crying the river about the referees, Daniel? Because to me, it seems like this bullshit about.
Oh my days, Usmaan, we're finally on the same team. Say no. You see this whole conspiracy theory that Arsenal fans have put on Twitter is it's actually alarming. I'm thinking like, are you not embarrassed?
Like, are you not embarrassed?
It's embarrassing. Word to Nella Rose. There's no conspiracy against any clubs. The refs in the league are just crap. However, on Saturday, that's a penalty. And I'll tell you why that's a penalty. Pepe goes into the box. He kicks the ball. It hits Eric Peters' hand. Then my man just puts his hand out like this, and the ball hits his hand. I don't like when you're defending. This is not a natural position. If the guy's arm length away, fair enough. But if the guy is right next to you,
that's natural, though, Daniel. That one.
Look, the reason, no, it's natural for Raheem Sterling. But the reason why I asked if what was the red card, because I think they're both red cards. Like, if Eric Peters doesn't put his hand up, Pepe gets the ball in a more dangerous position. Hence, he has obstructed the play with his hand, and that's a handball. Just because you don't think Pepe is good, he's getting that ball, man. He's not that crap.
The ball's gonna roll out for a goal kick, man. Let's be serious, bro. The ball.
That is hypothetical. That is hypothetical, bro.
Benji, I don't know what's wilder. Your Luke Shaw take or this take, because this is alarming, fam.
Listen,
that was the clearest.
I say this all the time, yeah. I have BT Sport HD. I have Sky Sport HD. I am forced to watch Manchester United. I Luke Shaw every single week. I see the flaws.
You need BT Sport Ultra HD.
Sorry, Jack. But yeah.
Oh, Shaquille, we're gonna allow you to defend your team. Obviously, there's a lot to unpack there. We'll start with the penalty first, and obviously. We'll talk about Jack having more assists than Thiago shortly. What are your thoughts regarding what Benji said? Obviously, I agree with Benji. I don't think it's a pen if that Chelsea one isn't, but what do I know? What do you make of the whole situation?
There's a whole bunch. There's a whole lot to unpack. So I'm going to go with a penalty. One, it's a clear penalty. There's no arguing it. There is literally no arguing it. Second, the whole conspiracy thing. Okay, the language and the wording around it may be a bit fishy, but you cannot look at the decisions that have gone against Arsenal and not say that the referees have seriously effed up in multiple games consecutively as well. So it's crazy to say that Arsenal have the reason why Arsenal have been getting penalties is because the referees are just incompetent. It's I don't know. I can see why people.
Kale, I'll ask you a question. Obviously, before I change your name to Ty, do you think it's because of the referees? Do you think it's because of the referees you're sat in 10th?
Say that again.
Do you think it's because of the refereeing decisions you're sat in 10th at the moment?
Oh no, not at all. I'm not that guy.
Mike Dean's reffing the game in the weekend. Do you know what I mean?
Usman's a bad guy, you know.
Yeah, I know, right? I know we've been poor. That's the thing. I know we've been poor, but this has nothing to do with referees. But to say that the referees have been particularly bad with Arsenal decisions is an understatement. But obviously,
you guys
game,
just want the penalties to get a Bamyan's confidence up, bro.
bro, I swear Bamyan's more goals than Cavani and Martial.
I don't think he does. You know, I think he does
actually. I think he does. I actually think he does. So let's not talk about strikers right now. But in terms of Arsenal, I mean, what more can I say? I feel like to be honest, I think we played really well. We just didn't finish our chances, unfortunately. That being said, Saka should have buried that chance. Yeah. I don't know how we missed that. And how many times am I going to talk about Granit Xhaka? It's a revolving.
Let's talk about Xhaka. You've led us on, KL. As I said, you know, Arsenal fans thought he's better than Pogba. You know, he's now got more assists than Thiago this season. Another great assist on the weekend. You know, great pass from him to Woods. You know, I saw you guys show, so I know what you thought of it. And for the life of me, right, I can't understand how a professional footballer can't play first touch around the corner. It blows my mind. Like, even Fred would have played that pass, and that's saying a lot, and he's shit at passing. So,
seriously.
What's going on for Arsenal? Why do you keep making stupid mistakes? I don't understand.
Because he's a bad footballer. That's as simple as. He just.
Yeah, but then you reward him with it. Yeah, but this is the thing with Arsenal. You got players like Xhaka making stupid mistakes. Normal club, okay, let's sell him, let's move him on. Arsenal fans, nah, Xhaka's been our best player this season. On top of that, let's give him the armband, let's raise his wage. Like, why do you guys keep rewarding mediocrity, man? This is a problem.
I don't know. I guess we'll see when Willian gets a few games because of the last two assists. But it is what it is, man. This is where you have to lay the blame on Arteta, because he keeps on playing these guys, and everybody on this panel and everybody that supports Arsenal, everybody out there knows that Granit Xhaka is not that good of a football player. So
he's good.
It was all going well for Xhaka's redemption. What now? But that's the thing, though. I feel like because he hasn't.
Why you guys not saying it's Leno's fault as well? Because Leno should have.
It's not Leno's fault.
It's not. It's not, bro.
I think you have to understand. So but when you look at it, yeah, if you can see there's a man up his arse, yeah, why don't you just clip it? If you have the technical ability, you just clip it. Neuer's clipping it into the channel. If you can't clip it, then I don't know what you can do with the ball. I don't know why he does that, dude.
Here's the thing.
I think Leno should get some blame as well.
Here's the thing about that situation. Yes, I personally also believe that Leno could have done that. But Xhaka sprinted towards Leno, offering himself, saying, "Give the ball to me." There are 3 players available to him for that pass. 3. One of them's not Chris Wood, by the way. He makes 4. So he could have played it easily to any one of those men with his right foot. He is a professional football player. Why are you not that confident with your right foot?
Yeah, it's true.
It's a clearance. It's not a shot. It's not a pass.
It's a left-footed thing, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, but then he proceeded to make the mistake by playing with the same right foot. The guy's a plonker. He's a donut. He's a pleb. Bro, the ball came to you first time.
Cool. If Thiago made that mistake, yeah, man, know what we said is Alex. It's because it's Xhaka, bro. Leno deserves some.
That would have been Thiago's fault as well.
Yeah.
Nah, Leno deserves some sort of something, man. Honestly,
I do think Leonard.
What did he do wrong?
why would you pass it to him in that
Why he
position?
should not pass it?
If the player is saying pass the ball to me, you pass the ball to him first time back. He's going to come and do what? He came to do dribble and then use the same pathetic foot.
You're a UEFA B licensed coach. If anything, Leno should either pass on the angle. Leno should pass on the angle to give. Do you know what I mean? You have to sometimes.
Bro, no, bro. No, okay.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Benji, I agree with you. I actually agree with you. Yeah. No, I think Leno needs some blame because look, as a footballer, you're training with these man every day. You know their strong foot and their weak foot. Don't give the ball to Chaka. Don't give the ball to Chaka,
bro.
In the 6-yard box.
What's a Chaka?
To his right foot. Like, don't do it to Chaka. Sorry, don't do it.
You know what? Yeah, I feel like Xhaka's definitely giving you man bribes or something. A pastor, you come to Benji's church and giving them pastor bribes. Listen, I don't want to hear that. Listen, bro.
Nah, it was a funny goal, though. It was a funny goal.
Oh no, it's jokes, and I'm happy it happened, isn't it? Because I had comedy relief in that week on that game.
But why is no one talking about Chris Wood's celebration?
I
don't understand.
Celebration, it pissed me off. Bud pulled R9 up for that banger,
bro. But
that's
like Vinicius against Marine with that hat trick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did R9 / Thierry Henry when Henry scored that goal and the ball hits him and he's like, what do you want me to do? One of them. He fully pulled out the goal. It's not fair play to him, Obviously, Liverpool fans will probably put Wood up front over Henry, but it is what it is. But anyways, let's come back to Arteta. Listen, Jack, we'll come to you first, and obviously got to give you opportunity to talk about, the red side of London. What are your thoughts, man? At the moment, the sat in 10th, as I already mentioned, as you already know. Our Arsenal fans, I look, the way I see it, I don't understand why Arteta's under no pressure. I think he's shit, and I think he's massively overrated. This notion that he hasn't got the tools, I give him that. He hasn't got somewhat tools, but you've still got Aubameyang, you've still got Partey. You can say what you want about Pepe, 72 million. You've still got Lacazette. Saka's meant to be better than Foden, according to most Arsenal fans. So obviously he's a talent. Gabriel was better than Van Dijk after 3 games. Willian's got more assists than Ziyech.
Are you pulling these stories from your backside, bro? Where are these coming from? Where are these coming from?
You heard it all from the Arsenal fans. Why the intent, bro? There's got to be more to it, surely.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the season, I was saying it is like 70-75% of the players. I mean, you can't blame Arteta for what Xhaka did there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Not for that game.
The
I'm about
play,
but not for that
the
game.
style of play he implements, it's not going to work with a Xhaka in that midfield. It's not going to work with an El Neni in that midfield. Like his philosophy, his ideals, it does not work with a crap load of these players. So
he loaned out Guendouzi though and Torreira, and he kept on any, bro.
I can't believe
that sounds like
I can't believe it's not with Torreira, man, because I would have taken on Man United, genuinely.
I don't know if that's personal.
And this is why United don't win trophies. Why are you taking Torreira at Manchester United? That makes no sense.
Wait, who said taking Torreira at Man United?
Usmaan,
Yeah,
your boy, fam, your boy.
You have Wijnaldum in midfield, boss. I think you need to
listen,
tone
have
it
you seen that
down
midfield? We've got
just a
bloody
second.
Fred.
Wait, why do I need to tone it down?
Just a second.
Why do I need to tone it
You have
down?
Wijnaldum. You have Wijnaldum.
What's wrong with Wijnaldum? Tell me. What's
You
wrong?
need to take
No,
it
wait.
easy.
Benji. What's wrong with Wijnaldum?
Lingard,
You're talking like your midfield is Modric, Kroos, Pogba, and flipping Diamond of. I don't even know, bro. You have Wijnaldum and flipping.
The thing is, I know.
Wait,
Wait, what's wrong with Wijnaldum?
Lingard, go penalty. Lingard.
No,
Yes, getting fantasy.
West Ham got 2 penalties this season, both from Lingard. Man United DNA, you love to see it. It's in our blood. It's in our blood, boy.
Wait, Benji, chat to me. What's wrong with Wijnaldum? Chat to me, Benji.
Bro, you have a midfield of Wijnaldum and Naby Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain. You guys need to take it easy, okay?
No, but Benji, why are you avoiding questions?
Talk about fullbacks. Why
are you avoiding questions?
Who was the player you were trying to get onto you? I'm sorry.
Torreira.
You think Torreira wouldn't start at Liverpool?
I don't think he's starting at Liverpool. And I don't think he's improving. I don't
runs
think he's
round and gets
improving
tackles. That's
Liverpool.
what we need to start for Liverpool. You just run around, get a couple tackles, and then that's it. And pass.
Is that what?
That's what
Is that what
do.
Fred? Is that what Fred and Scott do? And where's
Yeah,
that
actually,
for
Bro,
you
they
guys?
will, they will do well in your
Wait,
team.
no,
That's the maddest thing about it.
where have they fetched United? 4 semi-final
Bro,
losses in a row.
Wijnaldum plays for your team.
Third in the Champions League. No, but the thing is, Benji, I'm asking you, what's wrong with Wijnaldum? And you keep on saying navigator
awful, man. He's so awful. Like you guys can't talk about midfielders.
He's not awful. He's good for Holland.
No. The way this guy's talking is like they have a midfield of Pogba, Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro in a diamond formation, bro. You don't.
Wait, because I asked one
Let's be
question
serious.
about Torreira, who's at Atletico Madrid struggling, who's at Arsenal struggling. The only time he did well was a couple games for Sampdoria, and all of a sudden you're gonna rate him.
No,
well, I asked one question. Wait, why are you rattled? Wait, Benji, I don't know why you're.
Why'd I be rattled though? I'm second in the league. I ain't rattled. You're rattled. You're not.
Wow, second. Wait, second.
You have to understand.
Benji, second. Wait, Benji, you've gone from winning 3 in a row, winning trebles, winning doubles, to gassing over second place. So how the mighty are falling?
Yeah, you've gone for winning Champions League, Premier League.
6 in a row.
No, wait, hold on. I'm actually confused. You've gone for winning Champions League, Premier League to being below West Ham, and you want to talk about how the mighty have fallen, brother.
What's the last time you won the Champions League, or like did anything relevant in the Champions League?
I've seen my team win so many trophies that I don't even care anymore. You have to understand that.
Are you sure you don't care?
I'm not like you.
You sure you don't care?
Trust me, I've seen us win 13 Premier League.
No, I know you. You've seen United win better trophies, but I know you care. I know you care.
Wijnaldum is a poor footballer. You guys need to understand him.
Poor footballer.
Torreira would fit in.
Bro, this is why you only made academy level if you think he's a poor footballer.
You have to understand. No, but if you're being real, yeah. If you're being real,
No, Benji.
He's got no assists. No,
but Benji, I don't think Wijnaldum is amazing. But the thing is, you're talking about Wijnaldum as if he's like a League 2 level baller, and that's cap.
No, but he's not. But you're talking as if like the Liverpool midfield is like some kind of amazing midfield, bro.
I did not once come. You know, you can watch this back, and you'll never see me gas up Liverpool's midfield.
I'll watch it back, but what I'm saying
you just made a scenario and a sentence in your head. That's why I'm calling you rattled, because I did not say anything.
No. You were getting to other midfielders. I was confused why you're getting to other midfielders if your midfielders banging. So I was just asking you a question. So you're the rattled one. That's all I did. I didn't do anything wrong, but we let bygones be bygones, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll let bygones be bygones, isn't it?
Right, anyways, that was just for 2 seasons. Some bang average player that I would have said I took up the
Are you not gonna be crying?
Nah, it's all love, man. It's all love.
Now, of course,
Liverpool
listen, if you're on any shows with Daniel, just mention Torreira's name if you want a clip, and man's not gonna get whichever the slag of one. I didn't even know why he's leaving to Barca, so it's just irrelevant, really.
Why now?
No, I just asked him a question and he wasn't answering, but we moved.
Why now?
It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. But I kind of want to segue into this week's fixtures. As always, being swans for fucking keep Torreira and shit in the chat. Listen, as always, we all finish with the score prediction for the week. The big game really is Arsenal v Spurs, so I'll let you lot boys talk first, really. So, Kale, we'll come to you. First and foremost, what do you reckon? How do you think it's going to pan out? And what's the score prediction?
2-2.
Okay, so it's going to pan out 2-2. Okay, fair enough. Right, okay, fair enough. Jack, what do you reckon, bro?
We normally have a mental block when we go there. We won there twice in the last 10 years. It was League Cup in 2018 and in 2010, 3-2. So we've got to get over this mental block. But again, the last 3 games, they were against, this is still inferior opposition, but they were against inferior opposition. So we should. I can't see us winning because we never win there. But 1-1.
1-1. Right, Kish, what do you reckon? So we've got 2 draws. Go on, Kish, you got to spice it up here, man.
3-2 Spurs.
Okay, fair enough. 3-2.
Absolutely not.
3-2 Tottenham Hotspur. Big result there.
Bale to put a finger up.
Through. Kojo, what do you reckon, bro?
Spurs are definitely winning. I'm gonna go 3-1 Tottenham.
That's it. That's my guy. Yes.
3-1.
Yes.
3-1.
I've actually got that written down. That's exactly what I've gone for as well. I think
That's it.
I was actually gonna say 4, but I thought let me bring it down 1 for them.
You man are disrespectful.
I'm
We turn up for that game.
But it's gonna cause a madness.
Not this year.
Oh shit!
Let's not speak about Tottenham and Manchester. Let's not speak about Manchester United fans. Let's not speak about Tottenham. In fact, don't speak about Arsenal either.
Aren't you talking of 6? Aren't you 6 places below the top 4? Crazy.
6 places below top 4. Kojo, no one they used to shout views from the 6 from us. These bands are 6 places from top 4, you know. That's a different definition of views from the 6, that one.
Shout out Drake for that one still. Shout out Canada.
To see it. Daddy, what are you saying, brother? What do you reckon?
2-0 Arsenal.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Benji, what are you saying?
If Harry Winks starts, it'll be 3-1 Spurs. If not, it'll be 2-1 Tottenham. I'm not joking. Like you not think you not gonna see what's happening.
You are joking, bro.
Harry Winks, I'm telling you, bro.
You can sign him up. You can have him
2-0 West Ham.
We got 5-3.
2-0 West Ham.
What did you say, Carl? West Ham.
Yeah, 2-0 what's up? Oh, wait. Who said 5-3? West?
Oh yeah, West said 5-3.
Of course.
Oh, what a header, my lord!
Who scored?
Oh my God, what a header!
Dawson.
2 checks, shouldn't it?
Hopefully, Crespo's got an assist.
Yo, Lawless is going to be having a madness right now.
Yeah, Lawless is somewhere celebrating on the watch along. Ben, what do you reckon? What's his score prediction, bro?
Well, for Arsenal Tottenham, I just said it.
Oh, did you? 3-0?
Yeah, 2-1, 3-1. 2-1, 3-1.
Right, I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs as well. I'm expecting them to win it. I might be wrong, but we'll see what happens. And let's move on to the next game. Leeds hosting Chelsea. Kojo, we'll start with you first and foremost, bro. What do you reckon?
Leeds versus Chelsea. I will go Chelsea 3-1.
Okay. Kale, what you saying?
2-1 Leeds.
2-1 Leeds. I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right. Daniel, what you saying?
4-0 Chelsea.
What?
Whoa.
Danny, could I just ask you a question regarding this game? Who would you want to win?
Between Chelsea and Leeds?
Yeah.
I don't really care, to be fair.
Are you sure? Because Leeds
Yeah, they
might
said the
overtake-
season's finished.
Yeah, the
might
season's
overtake
finished.
you to win, so I'm just throwing that out there just in case you're not aware. They're quite close to you as well. But Benji, what you saying?
I agree with Daniel. Probably like 3-0, 4-0 Chelsea.
Bloody hell. Jack, what you saying, G?
Yeah, I could comfy 2-0 Chelsea.
I didn't hear that. Sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, comfy 2-0 Chelsea.
Oh, 2-0. And last but not least, Kish, what you saying, G?
Yeah, I think if they start Werner up front, then it'll be 1-0 Chelsea.
What? Oh man, I'm gonna say 3-1 Chelsea as well. Why not? We got 3-1 in the chat as well. We've got a few random scores. Keep getting your scores in the chat. Obviously, I'll put them on screen. We move on to, in fact, another big game actually. Man United v West Ham. Obviously, the boy Jay Lings can't play. Kojo, first and foremost, bro, what you saying?
1-1.
1-1. Kale, what do you reckon?
1-0 United.
Which one?
Oh, Man U.
Oh shit, yeah. Daniel, what you saying, bro?
2-1 West Ham.
Benji, what you saying?
3-1 United.
Oh shit! All right, okay, Jack, what you saying?
Yeah, 1-0 United.
We'll take that. And last but not least, Kish.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 1-1. Tight game.
1-1 tag. We've got 2-1 West Ham from Man United. I'd love to see it. I'm going to say 2-1 Manchester United. Last game, I don't think I missed anyone. I thought I missed
Liverpool.
Wolves against Liverpool. Right, coming to you first, bro.
I'm gonna go. Nah, Wolves are inconsistent as hell, though. I'll go 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1. All right, Kale, what you saying?
Yeah, I mean, both teams have been shocking. And Wolves don't have this. Yeah, 2-0. 2 goals from Salah.
2 goals for Salah. Right, Daniel, what you saying?
3-1 Liverpool.
3-1. Yeah, that's a bit brave, man. Flipping out. Right, Benji, what you saying?
3-1 Wolves. Ruben Neves masterclass over Wijnaldum.
Benji is relentless.
I'm telling you.
Jack, what do you reckon, bro?
Who's at home?
Wolves.
Wolves v Liverpool. Wolves is at home, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's going to be Liverpool. Like 3-1 as well, I think.
All right, 3-1 as well. Cage, last but not least.
Yeah, both teams have got strikers that can't even score in a brothel, so 0-0.
Yikes.
Wow, and I'm going to finish with a 1-1. I think Neves as well, masterclass against Wijnaldum, actually, to be honest. Hopefully, to be honest, I've got to add, I'm sure Liverpool fans are going to jot us back as because there's a couple of players they can't use for the injury list excuse, so it's disappointing for that. But nonetheless, Jota back against his old team. He's going to want to perform. He needs a performance as well. Just want to say massive thank you to our panel. As always, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. We'll be back tomorrow with a very special interview with Anita from Gold Diggers. We're going to be talking about racism in football, obviously, you know, the nonsense that is about the royal family. So I'm sure you guys are going to want to tune in for that one as well. So it's not going to be football related. It's going to be more topical discussion. But anyways, before we go, as always, starting with the boys from 3 in midfield, obviously shout out your socials. Kojo, first and foremost, bro, where can people find you?
Yes, on YouTube at 3 Midfield Podcast. That's the number 3. For the last time, I'm going to say that, not the word 3. Don't type it out. You're not going to find us.
What he says.
I'm not going to forget what it says, Benji. Don't worry. I'm there. Also on Twitter, as well as SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify 3 Midfield. And of course, FS Uncut on Twitter and 3 Stairs on YouTube. There you go.
You love to see it. Kale, same question, brother.
Everything Coach just said.
Okay, absolute quality right there. That's why you are Xavier, not Iniesta. But it is what it is.
Usmaan's at the wheel. Come on.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Kiel. Sorry, bro. Daniel, where can they find you, brother?
Papilo17, the O is a 0, and then No Agenda Podcast coming soon.
Yes, love to see it.
Which is a
Benji,
lie,
bro,
'cause
where
it's
can
buried
they find
in
you?
you, bro.
Pastor Benji, apart from the church, obviously.
They can find me in Ghana. If not, Usmaan Talks United. Subscribe. Subscribe to all these wonderful fellas as well. But yeah.
You love to see it. Jack, where can they find you, brother?
Yeah, just follow me at THFC Jack. Also follow us at Touchline Hotspur, so at Spurs_touchline. And yeah.
Yes. And last but not least, Kish, where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, just make sure everyone subscribes to Usmaan Talks United. Every Monday I'll be on the podcast, as all these boys will be as well. And if you want to see some fanboy Bale tweets, just follow me at Keishandu.
Also, if you guess the Arsenal and Spurs score right,
Usmaan's boy.
Yeah, because he obviously doesn't want to claim it. So get your comments in down below. Whoever gets the right score, I will be posting you the shirt. You're welcome.
Usmaan, are you gonna sign it?
Yeah, don't worry, I'll sign it. Don't worry. We'll get to grab your mind. I'll sign it as well. But listen, obviously follow me on Usmaan Talks United. Subscribe to the channel, like I said. We got the lovely Anita on tomorrow. It's going to be a good podcast. We're going to be slagging off all the races. So, you know, if you don't like races, tune in, basically. Live at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Apart from that, it's been your boy Usmaan. West Ham tuning in. Up to the good. Peace. In a bit.